Hey everyone, Abram the realtor. I'm here in my office. I just finished the day of door knocking, so if I look a little bit exhausted and tired, that's why. I've been getting a lot of positive reaction and responses from my videos and wanted to shift gears a bit. This is a little bit personal. I'm not trying to end on a down note, uh, and I apologize if there's language and if I tend to be a little bit intense or upset. However, I wanted to kind of share something, an experience that I've gone through, and some people out there have, and to kind of show the value of why owning a home is super important. So, long story short, a year ago, I was helping a colleague of mine at my old company list some units in Compton, and we had offers on the property. Long story short, from what we were told, that if we wanted to take an FHA loan, we had to have one of the units evicted. And a lot of people on the offer said, "Give us one unit vacant, and we'll open escrow." So we told the client we hired that person a eviction company to start the process. And I come home one day in September and found out we got served a notice to vacate the property. We were being evicted ourselves. So the irony is I was evicting someone at the process for a property that unfortunately didn't sell, didn't close, and I was also losing my own home. And it's something that to this day I still, not traumatized, but I still feel it. And when I hear comments of renting is safer than owning, I don't want to own a house because it's too much responsibility. And I say to them, your landlord can still evict you, even if you're not doing anything wrong, even if you're the perfect tenant, or the new owner can start it as well. And some people are like, yeah, but that's life. I'm like, no, that's not life. You're just not willing to take responsibility. And I say for people also, what's the true cost of owning a home? Is Netflix more important than owning a home? Is Dodger season tickets more important than building your credit and then giving your kids a future? Because that's something my parents never did when they were younger, when I was a young man, or younger man, I should say. And it is a traumatizing experience because no one wants to admit to that. I mean, I'm glad that I was being financially responsible with my credit. I made the trade-off. I made the effort. Like, you know what? I'm not going to buy anything, spend anything. I didn't realize years later that I'm glad I did. And we're glad that, my family and we were able to find a place to live. We went from a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom home to a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. I sleep in the living room, and I'm a grown man. I miss my room. And the neighborhood I lived in wasn't perfect, but I just missed the feeling to call this place home. And whenever someone makes a statement personally, this is not professionally, but personally, still believes that renting is a safer option, and they're not willing to take the process of eviction seriously, or the concept of being evicted, it really bothers me because I've been through that. And still to this day, and this happened a year ago. This is 2018, and it's traumatizing. And being in this business, I'm given the opportunity to kind of help people avoid as much as possible, or better yet, own their home. Because to me, I don't see it as just a paycheck. A lot of people think, oh, realtors, we make money, and that's true, but we're really helping people change their life and make it a better, And I don't understand how some people can say, I don't want to pay this, but I want that. I'm like, you can't eat what you want, expect to look like you're going to the gym. You have to make some form of a decision there. And something my family didn't do soon enough. And I don't want people to go through that process of evictions and all that because their ego, their pride is doing that. A lot of things that you think are more important aren't, or you have people that want to help, but you have to be willing to do it. And yeah, you might have to pay a tax, a mortgage, a monthly, but if you have kids, is it worth seeing them into a better school? Is it worth seeing them grow up in a better neighborhood? A lot of you guys are parents. I mean, even my parents, I got mad at them when this happened. And I know they did the best they could, but I'm also upset, like, you guys didn't have a plan B for this. You guys didn't accept that this could happen. And that's where a lot of my frustration comes in, or even times my displeasement. I make it known, like, hey, this is not cool. And I share it because I want people to understand, like, a house isn't just a wall or a nice place to live, which it is, or I do this because, yeah, I can make money. And it's not the overall main focus, is that people shouldn't have to go through it. I want to make an importance and a difference in people's lives. And other people are cynical about us. They put down, or they're stuck where they're at. And I say to them, if you're renting and you get evicted, yeah, you can fight it, but that money is better for a down payment. Or yeah, you can go live with your brother, sister, your mom, but you have a family of 4. You can't live there for the rest of your life, you know? And I say this because I want people to understand, like, the price of paying for a home financially is nothing compared to the price you'll gain, or excuse me, the cost of what you gain in return. And, you know, when I found that out, I'm a 30-plus-year-old man. When I found out we were being evicted, I cried like I was 5 years old again, because I just could not deal with it. And I couldn't process it at the time, but let alone deal with it. And, you know, don't assume your landlord's going to be cool with you, because sometimes life happens. I have an expression I learned because of that process, in which it's basically, you know, you can make a choice or life is going to make it for you. But at the end of the day, it's going to get done. Sometimes your landlord didn't do anything wrong either. Maybe they had hard times, they have to sell. Maybe they passed away and there was no will or trust or whatever. Or maybe they sold it and then the new landlord's doing that so they can raise the rent. And rent control is not going to stop that. I want to make it clear, even if rent control was in, I still would have been kicked out. I still would have been evicted. Because at the end of the day, if you can make the short-term trade-off of your Netflix, your Dodger season tickets, your Lakers season. I think professional sports in LA sometimes is overrated, and I like it. But what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to add humor here, guys. I'm trying to end on a positive note. But is it important that Netflix is going to come to your house and say, here's a check for X amount of dollars. We're going to, as long as you keep watching us, we'll pay for your house? No. Is the Dodger GM going to write me a check to continue paying my rent? No. Are the professional athletes? Probably not. So why are you more focused on that? Why are you more focused on the flat screen TV that's $2,000, and yet when it comes to spending $200, $300 to build your credit up, you're like, no, I don't want to do it. You have to understand, if I had known that there was a better way to save my home, and not to say I didn't try, but if I had known sooner, or if my family was more open to it, which again, it's going back to the person, we probably would not have been in the situation, or maybe not at the result it is now. And I share it because it's the 1-year anniversary. This happened, like I said, in 2018. And also to show people, like, hey, I do this because I really do want to help. And I've been through that. You know, like I said, luckily we were able to find a place. I miss my old room. I miss that I can't hang up a lot of the things. I'm a big geeky person. I can't even hang up a poster in our apartment because it would break our lease agreement. And that's one of the benefits of owning your properties. Like, if I want to put a Dragon Ball Z poster, a Power Ranger poster now, I can't do it. But if I own my own place, if I lived in my own home, I could do that and decorate however I want. And it's not the material thing aspect of it. It's just the ability to say, I can do this. I have this freedom. And for some people out there, saying statements like renting safer than owning, I don't need to own a property. It's just a waste of time and money. It's a scam. It's very hurtful to me. And also for people that have gone through that process, or even not. Because what you're really saying is, you want the benefits of something, but you want to put in the work. And people that have gone through evictions, even in this business, I mean, I've spoken with agents and realtors that they've lost their own homes and regained new ones. And, you know, it does take time. And it just depends on the person. But I wanted to share this because I wanted to kind of see people more like a human side of me. But also to kind of say, hey, you know, at the end of the day, what is the true price of owning a home? Not just the financial side. Yes, you have a mortgage, but you have a tax write-off. You have the freedom to do what you want and take care. Another expression of mine, and I want to end on a good note, is if you want something in life, you got to fight for it. You got to get it. And that's something I'm doing in this career, in this profession. And I wanted to share to everyone. So I hope that's it. I don't want to end on a down note, but remember, real estate needs, if you want to avoid eviction or you want to become a homeowner now because of my story and all that, get in contact with me. I'll text, email, and I wish you guys a great evening. I'll talk to you soon.